Welcome to our main line Zoom session for Planning for 250. I'm Heather Reifer with America250 Friends at the Chester County Community Foundation, and I'm here with Angela and Kim. Um, we're going to do something a little bit different today. Angela, and Kim, shall we just dive in and share some of our resources, and then we'll go around and introduce everybody? Is that how we want to do this? Because we
I
do
think
have.
so. That works for me.
Okay. So I am, and somebody else, and I'm going to ask Kim to share about a new initiative that we've been working on, and Kim has been in the thick of it. We have, and I will concentrate on letting more people into the Zoom room here. So take it away, Kim.
Okay. There we go. Can you see my slide?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I'm Kim Andrews. I'm one of the field organizers for America250 Friends here in Chester County. And the project that I've been putting a lot of attention to is the putting together watch parties or organizing information for local organizations to host watch parties for Ken Burns' The American Revolution. You may or may not have heard about it. It's Ken Burns, who, of course, is the documentary filmmaker who's made so very many films over the years, starting with that Civil War documentary years ago. He's made a film that's going to get everybody excited for America250 for 2026. So this is a mini series. So there's 6 episodes, 6 2-hour episodes. It's not until November, and it's showing on PBS, November 16th to the 21st. And it really brings to life the people, the battles, and the ideas about our nation's founding. So we're launching a countywide initiative, Watch Together initiative, to try to see if organizations inside of Chester County would want to organize watch parties, either in person or online, for one night or multiple nights of the documentary. So why is this important? I mean, you guys are all here on this call because you think America250 is important, and you're thinking about how you or your organization might be able to contribute to commemorating it or telling part of the story, or telling a new story. For this documentary, The Revolution, it did initially define our ideals of liberty, equality, and democracy, but it certainly didn't finish those ideas. They're still in play. They're still moving along. And the documentary is going to offer a shared starting point for reflection, discussion, and civic engagement, which is really the whole reason that we're all coming together here. And it provides a timely way to kind of prep our communities for the 250th anniversary next year. It connects to Chester County, of course, through the Philadelphia campaign, which took place in 1777, but it happened right here in Chester County. So we all walk among the history of the American Revolution, and this documentary is going to be touching on that on some of the nights. We don't have an episode summary yet, but we will have that as part of our toolkit. So we're encouraging organizations to host watch parties to help us connect to that national history, to our local heritage. A watch party, they can be in person or online. It's a low cost, low effort way for an organization or a group to engage your members, your friends, your families, your neighbors, your customers. It's flexible. You can host an online party on Zoom, or in person for one night or all 6 nights. It's a fun way to start building momentum for America250. An example here in Chester County, an organization that's already planning, trying to put together a watch party, is the Kennett Library. They have a big flag ceremony celebration on September 17th to start to kind of kick off that celebration. And they're working to host a watch party in November as part of their 2026 Freedom Theme programming. So looking at that as a kickoff. So what we have is we have a toolkit, and it is on our website. I'm going to put the paste. There we go. Information in the chat for you there. We have on our website a watch party toolkit, and there's invitations, graphics, discussion questions, tech setup tips, and other kind of themes for you to think about. There's some customizable graphics and press release text. We can list it, any watch party that you put together, we'll list it on our America250 Friends website here in Chester County on the events calendar, and promote it on social media if you choose to. and it gives you a connection to that larger countywide movement. So for anybody that's interested, you know, you want to think through what nights you might want to host, who you're going to invite, how you're going to invite them. You'll watch the 2-hour film segment, and then ideally you'd have a short discussion to put it all into context. You can have other things that go on. You can have trivia. You can have a guest historian. You can have themed refreshments. If you look in our toolkit, there's tips around those things. And then if you or someone you know is interested in hearing more about this, certainly go to that website. But we have 2 30-minute Zoom overview sessions where I'll go into this in a little bit more detail on Friday, September 26th at noon and Monday, October 6th at 4:30. And I put that link in the chat too. So we just wanted to make sure that the folks from the mainline group knows that hosting a watch party for the American Revolution documentary, it's simple, it's a meaningful way to bring people together, pretty not labor intensive. As a person who used to be an executive director, you never want to do anything that's going to, you know, bring everybody out before the big 2026 comes here. But it's a good way for your organization or you or your group to help spark conversations that honor Chester County's role in the revolution and kind of prepare us all for 250. So yeah, more information there. If anybody has any questions right now, I can answer them, or I can answer by email. If you want to come to either of those info sessions, you can email Emily and she'll send you an invite.
I think the conversation part is really important and at the heart of this. We can have a shared conversation.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Kim. I know that was new to everybody so far. Do you have any questions about it? Again, Kim mentioned the toolkits online, but looks like Bertha has one.
Yes, hi, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I was listening to you, went sort of fast.
I'm a fast
and
talker.
That's all right. But did you say in this chat that you just put in that there will be the various dates for the viewings?
Yeah, well, I didn't put the dates in. I'll put the dates in the Zoom right now so that you can see what the dates of the documentary are. That's a good idea.
Right.
And then again, the link is to the website, but I'll find my date from my little document here and put that so you have it. There we go.
Kim, you're having more intense info sessions on these on September 26th
And then the 4th.
at noon and Monday, October 6th at 4:30. They're one-offs. You can go to one or the other, but we'll just have them available at different times.
Yep. And if anybody has any thoughts or questions or wants to bounce anything off of me, I'm always available for email or phone calls or Zooms or in person.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Want to also in the chat at the very top of the chat, we included the Zoom or not the Zoom link, I'm sorry, the Google Sheets that we are maintaining our calendar on. I am going to attempt to pull that up so you can see it. I want to make sure I have the right one here before I attempt to share. Yes. We have more than one bulletin board, so I want to make sure I give you the right one. So can everyone see this? It starts with the main line, and I'm sorry, I'm also we have some latecomers here. I'm letting them in as we go. So I just want to share, this is our, if you've never seen this before, this is our whiteboard that you're all more than welcome to add to as you're working on new events or hear about a new event that's going to be happening in relation to 250 next year. We have a, this whole section at the beginning, sorry, I'm still admitting people. We have 3 different things on here. In red, you see any federal holiday, including 9/11, Constitution Day, which is coming up, Martin Luther King Day, Memorial Day, you name it, going through. we've populated the whole calendar with those, so you'll have them as a reference. We also populated the calendar with the big events that are happening down in Philadelphia, mainly sporting events. So everybody can either avoid or plan something against these sporting events going along. The rest of these are your events that we know about so far. You can see we have them listed by date, time, if it's available yet. The organization hosting it, the location, and contact information.
And you
So
can get, and they can get to this through the link in the chat.
yes, yeah, it's the first link that's listed on the chat. So we have, this is what we have so far. If you don't see your organization on here yet and you know you've planned an event, or you're in the process of doing that, please feel free to add it or email us and we'll add it for you, whichever you think is easier. We also have populated this documented with some of our resources. Kim was just talking about the watch party. We have a link to specifically to that. We have a link specifically to our other initiative that will be coming forward very soon, the Dare to Declare, where we're encouraging organizations to host readings of the Declaration of Independence between Memorial Day and approximately Labor Day. You can do it after that if it works, if that's what works for your organization. We're going to we're still refining these dates, but we're going to be having some information sessions coming up in October for the Dare to Declare project as well. Tentatively, this is we haven't put it on the official our website yet, but right now they're going to be on Friday, October 10th at noon. And the second one will be on Monday, October 20th at 4 p.m. Those are the first two, and there'll be two more in November. You can go to any one of these. You don't have to go to them all. It's just we're going to have a series of info sessions. And once we have the Zoom links available, we will share those dates with you.
And Heather, just to, of course, interrupt, the sessions will talk about how to best read it. You know, the language is condensed at times, who should be reading it.
Yeah.
You know, it'll just some helpful hints about it, the history
Yeah.
of the document. It helps when you're reading it to know that, what
I
emphasis such.
Yeah, that's right. I should add, these info sessions that will be starting in October will focus on the resource guides and roll them out. We have 3 resource guides specifically that I've been working on with the help of a lot of friends here. There's one for organizing your event, soup to nuts, reading, as Angela said, and a facilitator's guide as well. We'll have some runs of show samples. We'll go in the October and November Zooms, we'll be kind of going over showing what these toolkits are. Starting in January, every second Friday of the month at noon, we'll be having info sessions that'll dive deeper. We'll have Dr. Emily Sneff on one, talking more about the context of the Declaration of Independence. We'll have another one focused on digging deeper. If you're thinking about pairing a reading of the Declaration of Independence with perhaps another document, maybe To What Is a Slave by Frederick Douglass, his speech, or the Declaration of Sentiments from the women's suffrage movement. So you can, if you're thinking about diving deeper, having panel discussions, or if you're simply planning to have a reading and invite your community out and to hear the words, that's we're going to have details in there about how to do that best too, how to choose your reader, that sort of thing. So that's all coming up in October. So, and as we get the Zoom links up, we will share them out to everyone. So, yes, go ahead, Bertha.
Is
I'm gonna-
this also in preparation for the videotaping in October?
The videotaping, I believe we're having separate sessions for the folks who are involved with that specifically. To let the rest of everyone else on the Zoom know, we're working on creating a video of people in Chester County reading parts of the Declaration that we'll be sharing across the community. So so that's a separate thing. This is for planning your own events, but they will tie into each other,
I
Bertha.
was
For
going to say,
those of us,
Bertha, it can only be helpful.
yes, it will only be helpful to you.
Okay. All right,
So,
and so we'll hear back from you all about the video because we did
that's
send
right.
a response.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And when
That's
I say we, I'm talking about Mount Zion AME Church in Devon.
That's correct.
Right.
That's
Uh-huh.
correct. Yes. Yep, that's rolling out as well.
Okay, thank you.
So I just wanted to show some other things. Excuse me. On this document, we have other helpful resources. We have the link to submit any of your events that you're planning now, 250 or otherwise. If you want to get them on the America 250 PA Chester County's community calendar,
And-
there's the link for
And they
that.
could be free events or events that you're
Yes.
charging for.
That's correct. Yeah, it does not matter. We also have information about the Wish Wall initiative. If you were on this call last month, we talked a little bit more about that. It's another great engagement strategy.
I am going to try it this Sunday, actually, at the library expo, the library card expo in Exton. Write a birthday card, what your wish is for your country.
So yeah, so there's information about that. Essentially, as Angela said, it's, an opportunity for if you're having an event and you want to engage the public in another way to talk about America. And I am 250, you can have them write birthday wishes. So there's and a group is specifically has created this event, and they're trying to make it a national event, and they're delighted that we're promoting it because they want to get as many organizations involved with that as possible next year as well. So we have Wish Wall Initiative information. We have information from the National Constitution Center, their upcoming events, including Constitution Day, which is coming up next week. They're going to be unveiling next on the 17th their interactive Declaration of Independence, which I'm very excited to see exactly what they do with that. But apparently they'll be having this on their living on their website for everyone to use. And then right beyond all those resources, you can see our notes from today that Beth has been furiously jotting down who's here. And then as we go around and talk to you all, if you have any updates, we'll populate that there. And you'll see if you go beyond that, you'll see that we've recorded all the different events and information that you've shared at previous meetings. So that is it on our resources.
And
Angela, if you want to, let's go around the room and see who's actually here now that we've gone through all this.
yeah. Okay, Leslie, why don't we start with you?
Okay, hi, I'm Leslie Bernick. I'm the president of the Chester County Concert Band, and I've been attending many of these Zoom meetings in all different areas of the county because we hope to perform in all different areas of the county. We're very excited that we were invited to play again at Wilson Farm Park on July 4th. And I did want to just mention when you were kind of scrolling through the calendar, it looked like it said the event ends at 9, but that's not really true. It goes on longer because I think we stopped playing around 9:15, and then that's when the fireworks begin.
Ah,
So,
gotcha.
and it's quite exciting because usually, I mean, ideally, we would be kind of in the last part of Stars and Stripes Forever when the fireworks begin, and it's just definitely a goosebump moment. So it's pretty fun. And I mean, the concert is about 2 hours. I'm hoping to possibly combine some Dare to Declare readings. I'm not sure if
Excuse me.
that's going to be too hard to do that at such a huge event, because I mean, there could be, 5,000 plus people there. So it may just be a little too much to
And
put that
Leslie,
together.
if
Yeah.
somebody wanted to book the Chester County Concert Band, how would you?
Yes, yeah, I'm gonna put the link to our website and also to my own contact information. Because I also noticed that the Malvern Memorial the Malvern Memorial Park concert was listed on
Mhm.
June 6th of next year. And that is actually a rain or shine event. It's going to be, if it's nice, it'll be outside, and if it's raining, I forget the name of the church that's right there. We used it this year.
Dane, do you know which church it is in Malvern?
Well, St. Patrick's. I think it's St. Patrick's Church, but it's actually going to be in the school cafeteria.
Okay,
And it's all right nearby. So at least we have somewhere to go if it does rain, which happened this year. So we were indoors for that, but it was very nice. I mean, it was packed, everybody did come over, so that was great.
okay.
Anyway, but I'll put my information in there, and if you have
That's
an
great.
event that you'd like the band to perform, we're a large community band, and we're going to have, of course, tons of patriotic music ready to go, as well as other fun stuff and family friendly kind of stuff. So thank you so
Okay.
much for having me here.
Okay,
Oh,
Zine,
thank
how about
you.
you from Malvern? You're muted.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna push this off onto Hugo because he's chair
Okay.
of the historic commission and he's pretty well been organizing everything.
Hey, Hugo, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Let's get that open. There we are. Now you can see me. Yeah, I'm doing well. There's a bunch of things that now that I see that you've added fall, there's things coming up. The 20th, September 20th is the anniversary of the Paoli battle, and that is, yeah, that is the date for Paoli Battlefield Heritage Day, which they do annually.
Yes.
So that'll be this year. So that's that. I believe the Sons of the American Revolution will also be doing a wreath laying ceremony that evening at 7. Also at the obviously at the memorial grounds. Trying to think what else there's coming up. Wreaths Across America is an annual event. So that'll be December 13th. I can add that. And then the Historical Commission has been asked to do a walking tour, wine and whiskey walking tour with the Malvern Business and Professional
I love it.
Association on
fun.
Saturday,
I'll be there.
September 27th. Okay, excellent. So there's that event coming up.
That's September 27th, you said?
That is September 27th. Yes, the tickets are live. I can get that link and add that to the document.
Oh, that would be great.
Mhm.
Yeah, trying to think if what else we have. I know the Paoli Battlefield Preservation Fund does dinners, talks that they host either at the General Warren or the Black Powder Tavern. Unfortunately, the General Warren one for this week on the 11th is sold out. But I can get the information on the Black Powder Tavern one, and we also do the paranormal tours at the Paoli Battlefield. There is one October 4th. Just as a fun event of something to do. Malvern also has their Porch Fest during the day on October 4th. So if there's just like events, community events that we would like to list, I can certainly start adding like a bunch of those events as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
feel free to populate those for this fall because it also gets everybody thinking, and it'll also help you frame your own like collective calendar. Like, here's what
Yeah.
we're rolling out for it all.
Right. I agree. And you don't want to plan
Absolutely.
something if something big is going on somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the
we
other
do that
thing too,
frequently in Malvern.
well, everywhere.
Yeah.
It's very hard to plan events these days because everyone's got their thing going on. The other thing I should urge you to do is that link that I included on the bulletin board, where to submit your events as well for
Mhm.
the community calendar page. Because that'll specifically go to get populated on the calendar now. This is our planning document, so this doesn't, we'll pull from it, sure, if we know something's coming up and can spotlight it in some way, but
Okay,
also
I don't know that I
community
Yeah,
calendar.
again, I think I came in late, so I don't think I see that link. I just have
I
the link to
will
the.
put it on specifically. So
Excellent. Okay.
I'll throw it in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Bertha, how about you? You're right down the hill from where I live.
Where do you live?
I live on the top of Old Eagle School Road. The AME is down the hill, right? In Devon?
Old Eagle School Road.
Okay,
Well, we're a little bit from there.
okay.
Mount Zion is we're looking to do a dare to declare. We don't have a date yet, but
Yay.
we're looking at trying to do something like that next year.
Uh-huh.
That's great.
Yeah, good. And Janine, how about you?
Where do I start?
With who you are, how about that?
Hi, Zane. Hi, Hugo. Hi, Bertha.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hello.
Beth. Hi, Lynn. Hi, all the people that I've been working with. I'm Janine Spears, Chester County Planning Commission. I'm a community planner. I'm also heavily involved in the Heritage Interpretive Network for the county,
Mhm.
which was basically founded through Brandywine Battlefield work, and now through the county adopted a recent heritage tourism plan. What that network is looking at different heritage sites throughout the county, different sizes, different visitor readiness. Heather helped me write a background document about it all. So we now have a one-page document about it. And it's basically trying to identify sites by theme. There's 6 heritage themes, and then try to connect those sites together, because most sites are too small and can't really do it themselves. There's all kinds of really cool small heritage center or heritage site gems in Chester County, and it's just a lot are run by volunteers. So I've been working on that very actively. The Chester County the 250th America 250th anniversary is effectively going to be the launch of this Heritage Interpretive Network.
Mhm.
So how do you organize sites? Some of the work that has been happening in Paoli, in Malvern Borough,
Mhm.
is part of all this, a heritage center in Paoli. And then I've been working with a group for over a year now that Malvern Borough started, which is an ad hoc committee for Paoli Battlefield, and what improvements need to be done for Paoli Battlefield in the short term, getting ready for the 250th and 26 and 27, and then the longer term improvements. So I'm working on that, which is pretty exciting. And just to be clear, in Chester County, of course, the 250th is 2 years. It's not just 26, but the
right.
Philadelphia campaign is 27. So we're really preparing for 2 years. And just to kind of keep that in everybody's mind, a couple things I've been working on, I'm going to try to keep this briefly, is Chester County has had a program called Town Tours and Village Walks that's been in existence for, I believe, 32 years. And Chester County Planning Commission has facilitated that program in partnership with many others, including local historical commissions and municipalities. The program's changed in the past couple years, and we are changing the program back to its roots. And particularly, we're expanding the program for 26 and 27. In 26, we're going to have 13 tours for 13 colonies, celebrate the America 250th. And then we're also looking at a couple probably armchair tours. We used to have usually 3 armchair tours. And those are kind of cool because not everybody can walk. Sometimes the weather's not great. So it really gets at an accessibility, another aspect to get at the county heritage through an accessibility
I
angle.
love that idea.
Yeah, we call them armchair tours, and it's kind of a cool thing, to do as an alternative. And so we're looking at a couple of those also. And next year's town tours, which I'm excited about, will be a celebration of the Heritage Tourism Plan that the commissioners adopted in 2024.
Mhm.
We're looking at doing, as I said, 13 tours, and there's 6 different heritage themes. So Bertha, 2 of the tours will likely be more on the Underground Railroad turning points. That's sort of a point in the county's history. We're not looking back on just doing the Rev War. There'll be a tour on the Rev War, and then everything else will focus on the other themes. So that's one of the things I want to throw out there. I'm working on a letter right now and a form to send out to all the municipalities. Town Tours is a county municipality historical commission partnership. Other sites get involved, heritage sites get involved, but usually it's the municipality that gets the heritage site involved.
Mhm.
So we're working on putting together the letter right now. So I'm excited about that. And then in 2027, Town Tours will obviously have a Philadelphia campaign a focus. We did a test run in 2017 for the 240th anniversary of the nation for Town Tours. And so we're going to be looking at that test run and seeing, what the takeaways were and what we can reuse coming up. So that's very briefly. I've been working on all kinds of other stuff.
Janine, I wanted to add also, because I'm working with the Dupertai House, and they're trying to get their heritage center and themselves ready also for tourism because they want to be part of the HIN, Heritage Information Network.
Interpretive.
And sorry, Heritage Interpretive Network. Thank you.
Interpretive, Angela, interpretive. And then Bertha.
Yes, okay, hi, Janine.
Hi, how are you?
I have to admit that I've sort of been in and out of the loop. So when you say 6 themes, what are the 2 new ones?
So the one is the Philadelphia campaign of 1777. One of them is iron and steel, but we've expanded that to be industry and technology because there's other types of industry other than iron and steel that we should be looking at. One is the textile industry, for example. Then there's agriculture and milling. And the milling that goes with agriculture is more of the traditional agricultural milling. So that's 3. Number 4 is either called evolving values or turning points. And there's a lot of different ones of those in the county. The Underground Railroad is one of the big ones. Eventually, it will interpret women's suffrage. It'll interpret all kinds of, interpret religious freedom. There's all kinds of themes under there that the Heritage Tourism Plan talks about. Then there's another one, and that's arts, architecture, and creative expression. And that gets at the Brandywine School of Art. That gets at the incredible architecture we have in the county. That gets at the performing arts and the visual arts in general. And then last but not least, there's the natural landscape / natural world and land conservation. And Chester County's done so much land conservation since the 90s. Thousands of acres in land conservation, both agricultural and open space. So it's really celebrating that program. And then also just our natural world that was really the foundation for how the county got its start. So those are the 6 themes. And we're going to try to attempt, again, it's going to depend on who responds, what they want to do. But our goal is we've actually put together this event calendar just for our internal purposes to try to figure out how to not conflict with other major events. And we looked at your whiteboards also. And we have this calendar. Again, it's not an official calendar. It's just something we're using. We're looking at that to try to figure out how not to conflict with other events. And then Town Tours is always on a Thursday. Right. So we're trying for where are the Thursdays where something else isn't happening that we know about. And there aren't many. And then we're selecting town tour dates based on that. And then we're going to be putting out a letter to all 73 municipalities saying, here's what we're doing for 26. Here's the themes. Do you have a town tour you would like to put forward under one of these thematic categories?
Awesome.
So these letters are just going to go to the municipalities only. So it's up to the municipalities to let organizations within them to know.
Yeah, it's a county. The program for 30 some years has been basically a county and municipality partnership. And then there's other partners involved. The History Center, for example, is involved Historic Preservation Network. There's something called the Chester County Historic Preservation Network. Bertha, you know all about them. You just got an award. Bertha got an award from them, the Jane L. Davison Award, which is fantastic. And congratulations again, Bertha.
Wow.
But they also represent the municipalities and the municipal historical commissions in the county. So that's how it's geared towards that. And a lot of our heritage sites, not all of them, but a lot of them have at least some kind of relationship with the municipalities they're in for obvious reasons.
I was
Before,
gonna say, because then when I was both at the mill at Anselma and at Historic Sugartown, if there was a theme that Town Tours was focused on that year and we had something related to that theme, we'd get a call.
Right.
And next thing you know, we were on Town Tours.
Yeah, you were on
So,
town tours doing the town tours. So yeah,
right,
I
right.
can't think of many that don't have some kind of pretty good relationship with the municipalities, because some of them, I mean, they want to have the relationship with the historical commission,
mhm.
you know, so.
Well,
Before we move on, I just wanted to say, I think that Janine's underscored why we need to get our stuff on calendars.
Yeah.
Right, because you want to have them understand not to plan something that, competes, but also it could be something that complements. So
Yeah.
let's, Matthew, how about you?
I can
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. Good. Thanks. I'm here today representing the Pennsylvania Suns. I know sometimes Skylar Wicks, our executive director, and Mike Whelan, the president, attend. So the Sons of the Revolution, of course, are a genealogical group of descendants of the soldiers of the Rev War. So we have a natural interest. This is our bread and butter every day on, celebrating the events of the Rev War. There are approximately 1,200 members. Many of those are concentrated in Southeast Pennsylvania. So I'm representing them. I'm also representing the Dr. Otto Family Association. Dr. Otto was the physician, the camp surgeon, a senior surgeon at the Yellow Springs Hospital.
Very cool.
So there's a group of us that are related to Dr. Otto, and there's another also closely related group there that is the Matlack Family Association. Of course, Timothy Matlack was Jefferson's scribe and was the first reader of the Declaration of Independence, which I've been trying to let the other authorities know that I've always thought it'd be a really cool idea to get a bunch of children and descendants of the Matlacks to be able to read the Declaration. That would be an incredible event. But anyway, so I encourage you to use our resources. Thanks for including me and adding me to that list. And I think we should. I sent the calendar document that you're preparing onto the Suns so that the board is aware of it. We've got an upcoming board meeting, and also that we could maybe share our events. We have,
Right.
series and other things running all year long. We have one coming up on the 23rd on Lafayette. Bruce Malday is a local author, has written a book, and he's going to talk about that on the 23rd. But we do, things all year long. So yeah, it's just good. By the way, I was in Virginia at the Museum of American Revolution in Yorktown a couple of weeks ago, and boy, is Virginia so far ahead of us. My gosh, they are doing a remarkable job there, and they already have. If you want a set of semi-quincentennial tea towels, they've got them ready for you at those. I know you all need.
I'll be right over.
Send your order in quickly. Yeah. And t-shirts and, rulers and hats and everything else you can imagine. But they're way ahead of us in the planning for the events.
Yeah,
Way ahead of Pennsylvania. I mean, it's already written in stone, some of the major events that they're going to have down there. But still, hopefully we can, kind of catch up pretty soon. But anything with the Suns, please make sure that the group of us are aware, so we can try to publicize other events that are going on around the community, because you've got I think, the largest captive audience of people who already have a vested interest in the Rev War.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
And Matthew, can I jump in that I've been playing email tag with Michael for like 6 months now.
Okay,
you
good.
You all gave funding for our Brandywine Battlefield signs, and
Yeah.
he and I were trying to touch base on how to coordinate. So please let him know.
Yeah.
I think he's it.
I'm cheering up our 250th celebration efforts, but I'm also the head of the signage and the artifacts group. So I've known Pete at years. I know Pete was very involved with the sign there on the Brandywine.
Theodore Adams, yeah.
I believe we should be doing so much more of this. The Pennsylvania Historic and Museum Commission, unfortunately, does not agree with me, but I think we should be doing a lot more of this in our local area to put signs up that memorialize, a lot of the properties that were involved with the Rev War, where really neat stuff happened. They're not interested in that, unfortunately.
I
Yeah.
also want to say that it's a lot of people who live in our area don't know the history
Oh, I know.
at all. And part of this initiative, I think, is to introduce ourselves to our own history in our own backyard.
Yeah.
So I think that's to me, that would be a really powerful side benefit. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to move on in the interest of time. Margie,
Yep.
how about you?
Can I add one more thing that's in the
Yes.
interest of this group? Matthew, I had put together a whole thing that Angela and Heather know about for the Philadelphia campaign, and it lists signs for the whole Philadelphia campaign in Chester County, if you ever want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Beyond Brandywine and a couple additional on Brandywine. So I just wanted to throw out to
No,
expand that program.
Some people
I'll
may
be quiet now, Angela.
Oh, no, it's okay. I just want,
But it's
Margie,
pertinent
can
to this group. It's pertinent
Yeah.
to this
It
group.
is, it definitely is.
yeah, I did lead an effort to try to mark the Brigadier General's houses that are here around Valley Forge. Full disclosure, I own one of them. So I own the house that was General Wayne's quarters here in the Valley Forge encampment. So I just think they ought to be marked so that
Can we talk more?
no.
Send me an
And
email.
also,
No.
Matthew, I think you should talk with Rob Williams.
Bob Williams, yeah.
Yeah,
He's on that.
Right,
He's on our list.
I'm
Yeah.
Rob has succeeded me as the chair of the Tredyffrin Township.
Yeah, he's on it.
Rob and I know each other well, and I'll
Yeah.
do anything to help Rob here.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of neat stuff that we could do that, I think the iron is hot for that. I do think we have a couple years, like somebody mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still celebrating this through the 78, 77, 78.
That's right. That's right.
But
right through the
I always
encampment.
pound the drum of it's not always just about history, it's about economic drivers.
Yeah, really.
This is one of these. So
78.
Wait, what do we call it? The local heritage economy.
Yeah,
correct. So
absolutely.
now we'll get to Margie at long last.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Margie.
Hi.
This is Margie DiPiano. I'm co-chair on the Park and Rec board in Easttown Township. And I
Mhm.
think this is wonderful. I'm sorry I didn't get to attend the earlier meetings. I had some technical issues here at home. And right now I'm just on my cell phone. So hopefully everything gets through. We got started a little bit late because we didn't meet in July. So we met in August, but I had sent them all the information, like where to go to get ideas and everything like that. And one thing we were just sort of starting to toss around was, and I think you kind of hit on it earlier about commerce. Early commerce in Easttown Township, well, it was probably Easttown and Delaware County too, is the Waterloo Mills.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
And Easttown Township sits right on the former property of part of that Waterloo Mills.
I hike there regularly.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So we're tossing it around that of maybe holding something at Hilltop House, maybe having some kind of tour of the mills and other, industries that are maybe in the area, the local area. But as I said, it's the early stages. I don't want to say anything yet, but hopefully we can have something then at the house, Hilltop House, that's right there. I don't know, we can combine other local history. I did author the local history book on Devon. I did do that many years ago. It's out of print right now, but I wish I had the funds to put it back in print, but things happen.
Mhm.
But so I'm really interested in the history of the area and all that. And I think Easttown has kind of been a little town that's kind of, Devon. And oh, what happened in Devon? Well, there's a few things that happened, but thank you for all your help and everything. And hopefully I get to have more information at the next meeting. And
Yeah.
that's about all I have for today. I don't want to take up too much time because I don't know if you have anybody else, that you have to, talk to today. But
I
thank
really appreciate it, Margie.
I
And
really
you might
appreciate
want to hook into something for the walking tour because you've got a very interesting space there.
Yeah, and I was even thinking of maybe trying to pull in the Brandywine Conservancy too.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, they put it on,
Mhm.
the history. So
Mhm.
we'll try to do that. They helped us out. We had something years and years and years ago at Hilltop, and they did help us out,
Okay. All
with
right.
some of those things. So
That sounds great.
thanks again.
I'll think
Thank
about you
you.
on my next Sunday walk.
There you go.
So Rich, how about you?
Yeah, hi, Rich Cavallaro. I mean, I don't have much to add. This is the first meeting I'm attending. Hello, Zane, by the way. So I help out with that little cabin at the corner of Monument and Sugartown
Oh,
Roads.
yes, that's where.
That's used for
Yeah.
mostly scouting activities. So yeah, right now the only thing we have on the calendar is our movie night that we hold every year, but obviously we'll make it, try and make it more America themed. I'm thinking maybe 1776 could be the movie. Always open for suggestions, but not much else on our calendar at the moment. But we would certainly be happy to host any events or anything if anyone's looking for a spot. It's a nice
Great.
little spot in Malvern, uh, right off the battlefield. So
And there's plenty of parking.
there's lots of parking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh,
How
So,
about you, Lynn?
Yep, thank you.
Sorry, Dash. I'm in the car.
It's okay.
You've already heard all about Malvern, so you don't need to hear from me again.
Okay. I'm thinking about the Scout House. That would be a good place for like it's too cold in the winter? Could do a watch party there.
Yeah, we probably couldn't do in the winter. That it's an
Mhm.
inflatable movie screen. It wouldn't be
Oh,
really.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
wouldn't
fair.
really be
Just an
good. We
idea.
typically do it in May or we typically do it the day before the Malvern parade.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Before.
okay.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah, and as we've been, Rich, right from the get-go, when we've been having these meetings, the part we try to emphasize is that we want you to layer upon what you already do.
Mhm.
You
Yes.
don't have to, come up with something brand new. If you
No.
already have a recurring
Right.
event, just, like you said, with the movie night, have something that's 250 themed. Yeah, you don't have to
Exactly.
reinvent the wheel here beyond that. So,
Right. Yeah. So, but it's important to get it on the calendar so we have a unified menu, if you will, for people to know we're doing something. And I know that Heather always says that she can remember her mother being involved in the 1976, the
gosh,
bicentennial.
yes.
We want to have that kind of thing where, our kids or grandkids can say, "Oh, I remember when we did that."
Yeah.
For 250. So, and we're at a critical juncture in our own country, so that it's really important to reconnect with our founding documents. Anything else for the good of the cause? It was really nice to meet you. And I didn't know you lived in one of those houses, Matthew.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, like it's sort of like the Tom Hanks movie. Yeah, the money pit. No, it is a neat old place. And yeah, there's a lot that can be. So yeah, I'm sort of been fascinated with General Anthony Wayne too. Of course, our local hero. I did notice when I was down at the Museum of the American Revolution that they mentioned the Stony Point, which was one of his great achievements as a military officer, as well as some of the other battles, and they don't even mention Anthony Wayne. It's just ridiculous. He was sort of taking care of Lafayette. They give Lafayette all the credit down in Virginia, where I don't think that's really accurate, but that's another story. So yeah, interesting ties. But yeah, all these folks should be better known. I think the educational mission is paramount. Just to educate our local people about what happened.
If it wasn't for Mad Anthony Wayne, we would still be called Luella in Wayne.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Yeah. So Yeah, so there's so many other projects we could do. We talked about this at Tredyffrin years ago, just never really had one. Would be there has been work that's been done that identified where the picket lines were around Valley Forge, and to me that would be an incredible project to be able to identify and mark, maybe with telephone poles or something, the where the picket lines were around the local area here, so that every you went, you were reminded that this is the geography of the Rev Warren, and of course an important encampment that was at Valley Forge. But
So, would you think that we should find the link to the Virginia 250 Commission page? Would that, there are resources there that would be helpful to us?
might be, yeah. So I've started following them on LinkedIn and other kind of social media sources, just so I'm aware of what they're doing. A lot of it is centered around Yorktown, which of course that makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
And there's a real small museum there. It's not as big as the Museum of the American Revolution here is in Philadelphia, but it's still a real epicenter of Red War related activity there around Yorktown, and that's where the center. Of course, that's right near historic Jamestown. So if you're interested in American history, boy, that's really a central spot. So that's they have Virginia has a traveling mobile vehicle that goes around to the entire state. It's like a mobile museum of the
Nice.
Neat. It's neat what they're doing, and they've spent a lot of money from the state.
I'll just settle for SEPTA running.
Yeah, trying to get the trains to run at all. Yeah, right. Good luck.
Virginia 250 is, I'm starting to see more and more posts from them. Another great resource on American Revolution history is Fort Ticonderoga. If you don't follow them on Facebook or the socials, you should. They have a multitude of information up there. I'm from upstate New York, and my father took it upon himself to make us to go on a pilgrimage to Fort Ty every few years. It was kind of our own personal mecca for our family.
Been there, great place, and of course,
It's a fantastic site, but they're doing what they're called, I think it's called real-time revolution, and every day since now the Americans took the fort back in the spring of 1775, so right now they're occupied by the American troops at the moment, but they're from what I understand from the folks who work there, at some point when the British take control, those days the reenactors, they'll be changing their clothes and that's what their focus will be on, their daily operations, and then they have exhibits besides. But they have a lot of great resources online. If you love American Revolution history, you'll find it there.
So, and on signage, I'm in a painting competition in Suffolk, Virginia, and I'm staying across the street. I'm walking across the street and I'm like, Lafayette had lunch here? That's how deep the signage is.
Yeah. So
they had lunch in this place, and there's this big sign.
Good. Yeah. So of course, Fort Ticonderoga was the commandant was our main man from Easttown, Anthony Wayne. So he
That's right.
was when the British took back of Fort Ty. He considered it a linchpin to the security of the entire Revolutionary War.
That's
really
right.
That. So yeah, that's a great place, and it's a wonderful place to visit. It's just a kind of a monument. It's substantial. So neat thing. So
well, I really appreciate this, and I think we've learned that we should look other places for other ideas. Our website, the Fort Ty website, of course, the Virginia 250 website. There's a lot of information out there. I'll share next time how the wish wall goes at the library at Exton.
Yeah, that's great. So everybody has it on your calendar. Our next mainline convening will be on Monday, October 13th at noon.
Isn't that Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day?
It is, and we haven't discussed what we're going to do about that. I think right now we'll plan to stay the course. Angela, what do you think? We could talk.
Is there school that day? Does anybody know? Is the government offices open?
I don't even know if my son has school.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's a bank holiday.
It probably is.
We
Okay.
have a
Yeah.
floating holiday, I think, so
Yeah, that's what a lot
we
of
are, we are
places.
open.
And my daughter's daycare is closed. I would venture to guess a lot of schools are closed.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. So, maybe we'll get back to you on that. Would the following Monday be helpful? I don't know if that works for folks. What's that date? I guess that would be the 20th, correct?
Correct.
That, you know what? I believe that's when, no, that's, well, that's at 4 o'clock that day. We'll be having one of our Dare Declare Zooms, but that's at 4.
Well, what's the consensus of this group here? Just raise your hand if you think we should just go ahead with it. I see no hands. 1, 2, 3.
And I don't think I have my video on.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'm raising my hand.
You're raising your
Okay.
hand? Okay.
Okay. Good catch, Hugo, but it looks
Yeah,
like we're
good
gonna
call.
go
Yeah.
ahead.
If it works for folks, we'll stick with it. If we hear other feedback that's not a good date, we will keep you all informed of any changes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. Again, more, Karen always says onward, but I feel like we're all learning.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care all.